go. Okay, so first we get the input. Right. Okay, now we're gonna read the problem. Okay, passport processing. You arrive at the airport only to realize that you grabbed your Northport credentials instead of your passport. While these documents are extremely similar, Northport credentials aren't issued by country, and therefore aren't actually valid documentation for travel most of the world. Due to some reason, the automatic passports are slow because they are having trouble detecting which passports have all the required fields. Expected fields are birth year, issue year, expiration year, height, hair color, eye color, passport ID, country ID. Passport that is validated in batch file, your puzzle input. Right. Okay. Each passport is represented as a sequence of key value pairs validated with space or new lines. Okay. Okay. Here's an example of a batch file containing your first passport is valid. All 8 fields are present. A second passport is invalid as it's missing the height field because it's only missing the country ID, so it looks like the data from Northport credentials, not a passport at all. Surely nobody will mind if the passport center ignore the missing CID fields. Treat this passport as valid. Okay, so it can. So for now, we know it. We don't have to have a country ID. The first passport is CID and birth year. Okay. 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 We can do this. We can use this as an example. We normally do this because there is less data here. Okay, so right. Okay. So basically, we want to read each line and then split it. Look for line equal read line in new file one. Okay, so each line we want to split sequence. Sequence, right? Okay, so file, right? For example, we can do line, and this is the first line. So now we want to see split. Sequence. Okay. Sequence on a space, right? So okay, take new. Oh, that should work. Okay. So basically, each field, right? And then after we split like each line for fields, then we want to read each field, right? And we actually don't care about the contents, but read field, split, sequence, right, field. Yeah, this should be, so we actually want to split it into values, right, like, so okay, let's leave it like this. So now if I get like the first field, read field, right, okay, and we want to store this in an A-list most likely. Okay, so let's do this. Okay. Why we want to go right, and then for fields mean with fields, right, line, to loop. Okay, so with fields it takes the line and it basically does the split sequence spaces, and this returns a list of the fields, right, and then we do map car, map car, read field. Okay, so okay, it's because it's space. Okay, so now if I do this, we can check if it works, right? Read fields. Okay, so basically I want to collect the fields until we read like an empty line, right? So empty line p line, we want basically to check if every so for this we can use, I think SPSCL has like a white space p, white space, yeah, perfect. So we can do this, right? SP Unicode white space p. Okay, so like let's test this. Empty line p and like okay, so yeah, so that works. Now we want to, for each line we want to basically collect the fields, right? Want to do if if in line p line else no, so we have like the fields. Okay, so it's actually easier if we actually group the passports like together first. So we can do one pass, collect everything, No. Okay, so first let's see. Right. For lining. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what this does. Rate passports in. Okay. Okay, and what widths. Okay, so now okay, line, wait, right? So first let's do this. Okay. Okay, yeah. It fits. Yeah. Okay. So now we want to split them. We want to split each of these fields. Right. So let's say let back. No, make array. Let's do like 200. Just allow 2. Okay. Or let's actually start with 10. Okay. So what we're gonna do is work and then like current passport. Right. So instead of collecting them, we are gonna push them all into a current password, and when so it's like this: if empty line, then we're gonna okay. If this we're gonna push passport, right, into the vector set. And this is like okay. Let's do it another way. Passwords. Push password into passwords, right? So otherwise, what we're gonna do is we're gonna append. Okay, let's if we also have to clear the current password after we push it. Okay. So then we're gonna append all the fields into so this should work, except I've been using password instead of passport. Okay, so passport. Okay, passport. Okay, push current passport. What's this? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Of course, I forgot to return the passports. So, passports. Okay. So immediately. Okay. Why is that? Let's see what append does. Of course. Set passport. Okay, I'm going to stop. Okay. That works. And I could actually do this, right? Apply. Okay, but this is not what we want. Oh, it is actually, because this is an A list, an A list, and an A list, except it's not. It's okay. So one thing we can do here is on the field, on read field, we can do this like combined, right? Key value. So this is just to make them into an A list. Now, if I do this, now they are an A list. Okay, so now we have to check if the password is valid, right? Like passport valid key, and then basically we have all these keys. No, okay, these are the list of valid keys, right? Like okay, let's do this. Okay, and now we can paste this. Okay. Okay. So this is the required fields, right? The parameter required fields, Okay. So basically, what we want to do is like have a passport. Okay, so first let's grab like a passport. Okay. Okay. So first let's grab a passport, and now we can do like what first we want to do is like return all the keys, right? So it's like map car passport. Okay, so let's see if that's what we're expecting. Of course it does, and then what we want to do is you want to make sure each of the required fields is a member here, right? So we want to like look for required field in required fields, right? Okay. And then what we want to do is like member. Oh, okay. So it's like do member keys. Okay. Rec field, and then we want to make sure that the test function that it's being used is string string. Okay, but we want to check this is true for every field. So okay, so this is wrong, but it's fast. Every identity. Yeah. Okay. So this should work, right? Okay. So the first one was valid, right? Okay. The second one is invalid. So let's check that's also the case for us. Okay. 12. Okay. And then the third one. Okay. It's not valid. The third one is valid. Why? Okay, so the third one is this one, right? So it has. So let's check what we have here. Okay, so the third one was merged because. Okay, so first thing first, we have to fix our read passport. So let's do this like finally. Push button. Okay, let's let's see if this fixes the issue. Yeah. Okay, so let's see here, it's year. Okay, but like, okay, yeah. Okay, so the issue is that it was backwards. So the first one is invalid. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so basically at the end we could do like reverse if we want to preserve order. Now we can do password rf2, right, and check passport valid. Okay. Okay, so it's ELT, the one that's okay, yeah, and then like the fourth one should be invalid, right? Okay. 2, perfect. Okay, so now the solution is basically to do this. We want to def part 1, right, like that. Let passports go with passports path, right? And then we want to do like look for passport in, no, it's a vector, right? So across passports count passport valid b passport. Okay, so this should give us the answer we want, right? So let's check first for the example, it should give us 2, and now for the input, so it's 2 indeed, 2 to 8. Okay, submitting, that's the right one. Okay, so now to part 2. Where's part 2? Okay. Okay, so now we were here prosecute this out invalidate architect true. We continue. Okay, so basically there are more. Okay, that should be easy to add, right? So we have to like update this. I'm gonna add it, like mark it as like enhanced version. Okay, so this has to be true, right? But then we also have to check like for each condition. Okay, so first let's ignore this and let's check the birth, like let's get the birth year, right? So this is why we use like, okay, so Serapeum has like the best, this is like the best function ever. I like it because it just like rolls off your tongue like a subsidiary, a subsidiary. Okay, so basically we want the birth year from the passport. Okay, yeah. So now let's like grab the first passport. And now we can do like passport port valid star 23. Okay, so it's wrong. Why is this? Okay, I forgot the other important thing. Test string equal. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now we have to do like okay. Okay. Oh. Every field present P, and then we just like copy that. Okay. Okay. So hit that. Okay. So now what we are going to do is we're going to check each condition. Check birth year, right? And what we want to do is this. 1, 2, 2, and basically we are going to do this plus parse. I could do this like in 2 clauses, right? Like birth year, right? And now we can do birth year. Okay. So we're gonna do the same for this. So I'm just gonna copy and paste like more or less like this amount of. Okay, so first like issue year, it's super easy. It's just like 2010, 2020. Okay. So the next one is the expiration year, and this one we want it to be like 2020 to 2030. Okay, so first, like, before I forget, and now we want to do like expiration, right? Expiration. Okay. We could probably like factor this into a function, like a helper, but like it's not necessary for now. Okay. So height, it's a number followed by either centimeters or inches. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna leave this one for later. Like height, right? Height. Then her column, then passport ID, and then it's gonna be done, right? Like check passport ID, it's a 9. Okay, so this one's super easy. Okay. We can leave it as a string, and basically we want the length to equal 9. Okay, and what we want to do is we want to make sure every one of these conditions is true. Okay, so check password, her color, height, expiration, and issue. Okay, so now into the tricky ones. So okay, so eye color is also easy, and I forgot about that one. Okay, check eye color, right? And we're gonna do this, but for eye color, eye color. We also do one parse integer here, right? And then we want to check eye color. Basically, we want to know if the eye color is a member of this. Okay, and then we have to make sure that the test function for equality is like string. Okay, so this one is done, and then the hair color want 6 characters. Zero to 9 or F5. So this one is valid because it's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so hair color is easy, right? It's basically the same as this, except with we could actually because yeah, we could actually reuse width and base to make sure it's a number. No, not worth it. So let's do this. Hair color, check hair color. So for the hair color we want this, right? And for this we want to make sure this, and the char in the first position it's this one, and then we want that okay. So basically it's the same thing as how we did it here, and we did it the wrong way. Check if it's it has one of the required fields, right? Every field is present, but in this case it's a little bit different because we want to check the membership, that every character is a member of this, so it's the other way around. Okay, let's just do that, right? Loop for char across subsec, right? And then hair color, and then we circle one, right? And then we want to do collect member, the character belongs to. Okay, let's just do it 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay. And now we can do map. I think, yeah. One's already saved. Okay, and now what we do is the same. Every item. So this is wrong, but I don't care. Okay, it's not wrong, it just could be better, and I'm sure that I could use reduce to express it better. Okay, so hair color is done. Now we want to hide, right? So we want to make sure it's a number, and that it's either by centimeters or inches. Okay, so in this case, okay, so for this I'm gonna define like a helper function. Check height, right? And then we like receive the height. Let unit, and we want this to be like the last two characters. So in this case, we want okay. So unit, and then we want to make sure this is like actually the okay, perfect. Okay, so now we want to do like e case to make sure it's either like okay, except we don't want to do like e case. We want to do like cont, because we don't want to raise an exception when it's not one of those. We want to like return it, right? So the last case is nil. So then like we do like string equal inches, right? Unit, and like here it goes. Fun fact, like this used to be like to make it easier to parse like the cont clauses, it used to like allow in other lists like something like this. I'm not sure if it was like this or like this, but basically like a consequent symbol. Okay. Okay. So now what do they want? Centimeters, it has to be like between this and this. Okay, so if this is the unit, right? So like so we're gonna split this into two. Pivot, and then we can do like quantity is like sec, right? Height from 0 to pivot, and I actually have to make sure okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah. Parse integer. Okay, so this is an integer, and now we can do like quantity. But actually, yeah, it has to be an integer, or it can be restricted to an integer. Okay. So now in this case, okay, so okay, at least 59, right? Like quantity or 76. Okay. Okay, so this function checks the height, right? So now instead of doing this, I use like check height and pass the height. Okay, so we also don't want to parse this, and this is a key. So more or less, this is what we want. Okay, so there is like an error because it's identity. Okay. Thanks for the warning, SBCL. Now Okay, so for example, here are some invalid passports. Is this the same? No. Okay. For two example. Okay. So every one of these should be like invalid, right? Actually, let's for invalid examples, right? Okay. For valid example. Okay. Example. No. For damn you, autocomplete. Okay. So these are all valid, right? So let's do this. So basically it's like the fun part 2. Actually, let's just like copy paste this because it is the same thing except we use like a different validation, right? Like part 2, and then we can do like for valid example, and it should, okay. Okay, so this is wrong. Well, this is right, but like, okay. So why is this wrong? Okay. So in this case, let's do like read passports, and let's grab like the first one, right? Okay. So we want to check passport valid star. No. Okay. So why isn't it valid? So one thing to do, one way to check is this. Actually from here, it's easier. Format 3. I haven't written this like in a while. Okay. 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 Except we don't want to quote it because we want the values, and then we want a new line. Okay. Okay. Of course. Okay. So now we can do this and check. Okay. So in this case, it says like the fourth condition is invalid. So it's like 1, 2, 3, check height. Okay. So one thing we can do here is like value no, let's just like, so we know it's like the fourth value. Okay, so now we do like subsidiary, right? Height 32 test string equal, okay, 74 inches. Okay, so we want to do like check height of the first value. Okay, so what's the problem here? And check height. Okay, one, two, three, four. Okay, check I expiration year. Okay, so I know what the problem is for sure. At least and at most, yeah. So let's like try it again. No. So let's do this expiration year to 30, right? So the expiration year, we are, did we like reevaluate that before like calling? Okay, yeah, that was it. So now we have, okay, so first like the password. Okay, so now this is wrong. Why? Yeah. 9. How is that wrong? Okay, this is stupid. Okay, so now before the hair color, this one, check, of course, because I am not putting in the right field. That's why I get for copy and pasting, right? Okay, no, that's not enough. Okay, so in this case, it is okay, so we know this works, right? So let's do this like right here. So I don't have to count basically. But actually no, this one is okay. Issue year, expiration year, height, hair color, height. Okay. So now we know hair color. Hair color, I want to know, okay. So basically here, but hair color. Okay. So first things first. This is bound to be true, but let's just double check. 45 field first value. Okay. Yeah. So now then we are left with this. Okay, so first let's do this. 45 0, what we expect, right? And then we want to make sure each of this is contained here. So 45. Of course, because I forgot the very important test gloss. Yeah. So now here now it should be okay. Okay, so now we can do like valid. Okay, so this is wrong right now. Let's comment this out, and then let's wait. Okay, this is wrong because it's part 2. Okay, everyone is valid, and then like everyone is invalid. Perfect. So now we do this for the input. Okay, nil is not a string. Okay, so basically like a passport doesn't have all the fields, so it's invalid, and we are not like so we can do this when everything is present, we actually proceed to check the fields. Of course. Okay, so let's do this. Yeah, so everything here we're gonna move here, except this is also a let's start, right? And then we're gonna do, yeah, so yeah, so this should work. No, variable check y. Of course it's okay, yeah, so this has to be like here. Okay, I have no idea what's this, and we can remove this, and now, yeah, so this works. No normal speaker. Okay, so similarly we want to string. Okay, so we can do like junk allowed, because we aren't actually going to use this. Like, okay, so now we use this, and okay, that's the right answer. Okay, so it took me 1 hour instead of the 10 minutes or 20, I hope so, and it's a very messy solution. We could actually like make this a little bit more declarative and like extract each one into its helpers, and there's a lot of repetition here, like parsing the integer, like getting the field, and we could do like early exits, like for example, like instead of manually checking here, we can do like an early exit. Okay, but that's it for today.